Hello everybody, it's Linda again. I am here to tell another story. I still have my students all sitting over there, so I thought I'd tell another one. This story is about Armonie. This one is how I met my guide, Armonie. Armonie is a Acturian, and he is a spaceman. So I had a dream when I met him. The dream, I was asleep, and there was this glass building, and I was with a group of people, and I was in the glass building, or it wasn't a glass building, it had a glass roof. And it had a door at the top above the glass where you came in above and then you came down into the building. And I don't know if it's ground level or what, but anyways, the roof was glass. And this group of people, or a group of beings actually, was walking above us. And when they were almost in the door, I kind of peeked underneath my blanket, from underneath my blanket. The last one that was in line turned around and saw me. And he looked at me, and he wasn't human. He had a alien face. He was palish, and he had long white hair, and it was stringy. But it was white. And so later in the dream, I was over after that. I was in the rafters, and it kind of skipped. I don't know. I was in the rafters, and I was watching him and his people and just trying to figure out what they were doing, and I really didn't have a clue. They're like running around and walking back and forth and moving stuff, and anyways, he sensed me. And so when he sensed me, he had all of his people leave out of the place, and then he came and got me. And when he came and got me, he pulled me up out of the rafters, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And only he didn't say it, he thought it. And I heard it in my head, and I said back to him, "I'm just watching you. What are you doing?" And it freaked him out, so he kind of dropped me. Because he wasn't expecting me to answer back, and I answered back telepathically. I did not answer back in a human voice. And then we had this big old long telepathic communication, and sat there and got to know each other for a while. And then he went and showed me what he was doing, or what him and his people were doing. And he went and showed me in the other room what they were putting together, and they were putting together a stage prop. And they were getting ready to, they were putting all of this together so that they could, make a movie. And that's what he explained to me, that they were movie makers, and that they were doing all of this stuff so that they could make a movie. So this is how I met him, and it was about 20 years ago. It might have been actually more than that, because he's been around a long time. But I started calling him my guide, and we have conversations. I didn't know what his name was at first. So over time, over the years, I figured out what his name is. I see him visually in a spacecraft, and he's Acturian. He's also told me that he's Acturian and Andromedan, is what he says. And that's why he doesn't quite look like the Acturian does. It's because his mother was the Andromedan and his dad was the Acturian, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so that's who he is. And yeah, so he's my director. He's my director, Armonie, and he's the one that has put me up to wanting to direct and make movies with Vin Diesel. So this was all his idea. But anyways, his name is Armonie, and he is my very first guide that I've ever had. And so I've been kind of like talking to him as if he's a guide ever since I met him. Anyway, so this is how I met Armonie, my Acturian guide. Thank you for listening. I love you all. Bye.